Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a book review on At the End of Every Day by Arianna Reiche. At the End of Every Day by Arianna Reiche follows theme park worker Delphi, who is facing impending unemployment after the park announces that it will be closing its gates following the tragic death of a Hollywood actress on their grounds. Delphi is one of the few remaining employees as the park slowly winds down, and it's here when she starts to discover some weird people and disturbances within the park. At the End of Every Day explores the tight facade of illusion in theme parks, and Delphi is on a race against the clock to figure out what secrets the park is trying to hide before it's too late. Oh boy, you guys, this book was not very good. Oh dear. Here's the thing. I was absolutely, totally looking forward to this book. I remember looking at this cover, thinking the cover looked really cool. I remember looking at the synopsis, thinking, oh wow, that sounds really awesome. And a big part of this book, it's kind of like a commentary on theme parks. I think more specifically like theme parks like the Disney parks and Universal Studios, you know, the theme parks that kind of cater to like brands and whatnot, you know, fandoms. So that was kind of what was really appealing to me about this book, was kind of this potential to really kind of have some good commentary on theme parks and just theme parks in general. But oh boy, this book was not very good, you guys, and I'm a little devastated to say that. Yeah, just not very good. I noticed prior to heading into this book, I noticed that the Goodreads rating was literally teetering on like a 3-point star exactly, right at 3 points, a 3-point rating. And once I did my review for this book, I gave this book 2 stars on Goodreads. Once I put my 2-star rating in there, this book went under 3 stars. So yeah, my review is what put it under 3 stars, and I feel a little guilty and ashamed about that, to be quite honest. So yeah, let's talk about this book, you guys. I honestly don't have anything positive to say about this book, and I genuinely hate giving bad reviews, because here's the thing: writing is hard, writing is difficult, it's very time consuming, and because I've tried my hand at writing before, and I've pretty much just given up on it, because I just feel like I'm a terrible sucky writer. So yes, books are hard. It's very difficult. It's very time consuming. So, and I feel bad too, because this is a debut book by Arianna Reiche. And the thing is, I really hope she grows from this experience of this first book, because I think there's a lot of fantastic, wonderful potential for her as a future writer. This book just wasn't it. This was definitely not a good first impression book for her, because from now on, whatever else she releases, if she even releases anything after this, I'm a little more hesitant to pick up something from her after my experience with this book, because it was that bad. But still, I hope she grows from this experience, and maybe when she publishes another book and I see the reviews on that, and if it has a much better rating, then yeah, I will definitely give her another shot. So as I already mentioned, this book has a bit of commentary about theme parks in it. Not as much as I would have liked it to go through, to be quite honest. I was kind of hoping and expecting this book would be a lot more, you know, like forthcoming, like, hey, this is what's up with theme parks, you know, and we buy into the whole theme park facade. Because that's just it. When you go to places like Disney, especially, Disney has this facade, you know, it has this facade of, we are the happiest place on earth, we're very family friendly, you know, you don't see drama at Disney parks, because if any drama does happen, the employees, the cast members, they are there to resolve that drama very quickly before you even really notice anything. Like even medical situations, if there's someone lying out on the ground somewhere, they are quick to resolve that situation with someone being passed out on the ground because of like dehydration or something. Yeah, Disney definitely has their look, their facade that's very, very tightly focused, and they do not want anything to mess up that facade. So I was really hoping this book would kind of deal a lot more with that, and it sort of does, but not in the manner that I was kind of hoping it would go in, I guess. This book is just not executed very well, in my opinion. It just kind of, it starts off kind of high and promising, and then it just quickly plummets down here to the point that it's like, what? I don't understand. It's unforgettable. It's uninteresting. Once again, this is absolutely terrible. So just to kind of repeat the plot synopsis really quickly here, our main character, Delphi, she works at a theme park that is actually about to close because not too long ago prior, there was like a really tragic, wild and bizarre death of a Hollywood actress that happened on their grounds, and the park has not really recovered from that, and so they're kind of being forced to shut down this particular location. So yeah, little by little there's like a rollout going through, certain parts of the park closing and being cut off, certain employees being let go, but yeah, Delphi is kind of one of the last remaining employees, and it's kind of here in the last remaining days of the park being open that Delphi starts noticing some weird things going on, like weird occurrences, disturbances, people, like people who are saying they're employees, but she's like, I don't remember I don't remember you. Who are you? What's going on? This book has such a very complex, convoluted narrative structure, I guess is the best way to put it. You have Delphi's main story, and within her own story you have what's currently going on within the park, and then you have stuff that kind of goes back to when the actress came to the park and her death, and then you have stuff kind of even before that, like Delphi's backstory. She's kind of a rather broken, damaged individual, kind of suffering from some issues of her own. Like she has some really bad burns on her hands, for instance, and it takes this novel a pretty damn long time for you to even kind of figure out what is up with the burns on her hands and whatnot, and why she's so self-conscious about them and upset. Kind of the family drama that's kind of within that, and how that changed the course of her life and whatnot. So you have all of that kind of narrative stuff going on with Delphi's story, the current, and then the past, and the kind of a little bit more in the past, when she's a bit younger. And within that, in between chapters, every so often, there's correspondence between a brother and sister that's done in like letter format, and the brother, he's kind of much more aware that there's something going on at the park. We don't really, we kind of get little snippets and teases what his involvement and placement is within the park and whatnot. And he's kind of much more aware of some weird things going on within the park, and he's trying to convey that message to his sister who's like, I think you're being extreme, over the top, you're letting your imagination take the better of you, this and that. And it's kind of it takes a while for her to kind of realize, okay, maybe my brother is telling me the truth, So you have all these in-between letter chapters, in between Delphi's chapters, and I think that all would have been fine for me. I just wish there wasn't so much mystery, I guess. This book is meant to be a science fiction novel. I think a lot of my synopsis is not really conveying that to you guys, how much of a science fiction book this is, but it's very, very heavy in science fiction. And I have said in the past, I am someone who is not really into the science fiction genre. I'm very specific about science fiction, so that's why I thought I would enjoy this, because it had to do with a theme park and, technology and robots and stuff like that. But yeah, this book is practically incomprehensible, you guys. You can barely understand what the hell is going on in this book. There is There is an attempt by Arianna Reiche to explain what the hell is going on in this book by the concluding chapters, but it seems like even Arianna Reiche herself is just confused about what she was even setting up and the direction she was going. So that's pretty bad when the author seems confused. The characters remain confused the entire damn time. And I swear to God, there's even, when you're kind of getting to the end of this book, there's even a character at some point who mentions something about, revealing all this and that, and Delphi's like, oh, well, can you explain it to me, this and that, and then the character's like, oh, I don't know. You shouldn't do that. You should never have a character who is set up to be like the character who explains things, you know? The character who's going to reveal things, explain things. You should never have a character like that who just is like, I don't know. So this book, like I said, this book is massively incomprehensible. You don't get any really concrete, conclusive answers to anything. And it's like, the little you do kind of get, it's still just like, what am I reading? I still don't understand what you're trying to tell me. So to say that this book was massively disappointing is just the understatement of the year, quite honestly. This book is just god awful terrible, and once again I feel terrible saying that since this is a debut book and book writing is hard. But yeah, it was just bad, you guys. I'm not gonna sit here and lie in this video and it's like, oh yeah, right. This book was just plain awful, plain bad. I don't even honestly recommend this to anybody, to be quite honest. Even if you're someone who loves science fiction, you love theme parks, and you kind of want to explore some interesting commentary there, no. There's like layer upon layer of mystery upon mystery upon mystery, and there's just too much. You know, when you have a story that's supposed to kind of have mysteries and intrigue, you know, you're slowly supposed to kind of, you're building up the mysteries, but at some point you got to kind of explain a few things before you set up more. And it's like every bit of mystery that was being layered in here, like, it just got to the point like I was so terribly confused and nothing was ever satisfactorily explained. And yeah, there's a lot that has to do with like technology and robots in this book, because, you know, once again, you know, like Universal and Disney World, they are known for like their technology and, you know, their animatronics that look so lifelike sometimes. Dear God, go to like the Avatar part of Animal Kingdom, and it really looks like there's the people from Avatar like staring at you. You know, they look so lifelike and real. So this book is definitely kind of playing on that commentary there of, you know, just technology and animatronics within theme parks and how insane that's gotten, you know, the point that that's gotten to, and is there a risk of that going too far in the future, you know, like robotic intelligence getting some sort of life, you know, like, because I kept kind of thinking about Westworld while I was reading this book. There's elements kind of Westworld, sort of, but yeah, nowhere near as brilliant or clever as Westworld, unfortunately. Dear God. So you guys, that is it for my thoughts and feelings on At the End of Every Day by Arianna Reiche. Yeah, just not a good book, yeah, guys. A very unfortunate, disappointing book which I think it should have done better. I think there's very interesting concepts going on within the book and things that could have been explored in much interesting ways. And yeah, the execution of this book just fell completely flat. And yeah, it's a very unforgettable book. And yeah, it's like I almost regret reading it at this point. You know, it's like I want to wipe it from my memory so bad. So yeah, this is definitely not a recommendation at all. This video is to tell you, do not pick up this book, because I think you're going to be disappointed. I mean, yeah, on Goodreads, there are the few people on Goodreads who did genuinely like this book, and they gave it like 4 and 5 stars, but there's just literally a couple people, like a little small handful of people. So yeah, I leave it up to you. Kind of go look up Goodreads reviews of this book and see what everyone is saying. But yeah, this is definitely a non-recommendation for me, unfortunately. So you guys, that is it for this video. Have you guys read At the End of Every Day? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know your thoughts down below. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye, guys.